Definition of energy. Scientists define energy as the ability to do work. Modern civilization is possible because people have learned how to change energy from one form to another and then use it to do work. Why energy is important. Energy powers computers, transportation, communications, cutting-edge medical equipment, and much more. For developing nations, the need for reliable and affordable energy is more fundamental. It can improve and even save lives. Types of energy that are particularly important in biological systems, including kinetic energy, the energy of motion, potential energy, energy due to position or structure, and chemical energy, the potential energy of chemical bonds. Energy is never lost, but it can be converted from one of these forms to another. Sources of energy can be classified into. Renewable sources of energy are available plentiful in nature and are sustainable. These resources of energy can be naturally replenished and are safe for the environment. Following are some sources of energy that are renewable. Biomass energy, wind energy, tidal energy, hydro energy, solar energy. Non-renewable sources is a natural resource that is found underneath the earth. These type of energy resources do not replenish at the same speed at which it is used. They take millions of years to replenish. The main examples of non-renewable resources are coal, oil, and natural gas. Following are the sources of energy in India. Coal, natural gas, thermal energy, mineral oil. No, the source of energy cannot be pollution-free as it affects the environment in some way. No, the source of energy cannot be pollution-free as it affects the environment in some way. For example, solar energy can be considered pollution-free, but the installation of the setup will cause damage to the environment. Examples of sources of energy. Biofuel energy, hydropower, geothermal energy, solar energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy. Wind energy, most talked about source of energy today. Advantages and disadvantages of wind power. Advantages. There are no harmful gases released into the environment. It is a way for the generation of revenue in the local communities. It is one of the clean sources of energy. Disadvantages. The storage of energy needs to be improved. The initial setup requires a lot of investment. Numerous lands will be used up. What are types of fuel used by world today? Today the world primarily relies on the following types of fuels. 1. Fossil fuels. Petroleum, oil, used for transportation, gasoline. Coal, primarily used for electricity generation and some industrial processes. Natural gas, used for electricity generation, heating, and industrial processes. 2. Renewable fuels. Biofuels, derived from plant or animal sources, used in transportation, bioethanol, biodiesel. Hydropower, generated from flowing water, used for electricity generation. Wind energy, generated using wind turbines, used for electricity generation. Solar energy, captured from sunlight using photovoltaic cells, used for electricity generation and heating. Geothermal energy, extracted from heat within the Earth's crust, used for electricity generation and heating. 3. Nuclear fuels. Uranium, used in nuclear reactors for electricity generation. 4. Alternative and emerging fuels. Hydrogen can be used in fuel cells to produce electricity or burned in internal combustion engines. Synthetic fuels, synfuels, produced from renewable sources, such as carbon dioxide and renewable energy, or through processes like the Fischer-Tropsch process. Methanol and dimethyl ether, DME, can be used as transportation fuels or chemical feedstocks. It's important to note that the energy landscape is evolving, with increased emphasis on reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning to more sustainable sources of energy. This could include advancements in electric vehicles, energy storage technologies, and further developments in renewable and alternative fuels. Please verify this information with more recent sources, as the energy sector is subject to rapid changes and developments. Benefits and drawback of these fuels. Certainly, here's a breakdown of the benefits and drawbacks of the various types of fuels mentioned. Fossil fuels. Benefits. High energy density. Fossil fuels provide a lot of energy per unit of volume or weight. Well-established infrastructure. There are extensive systems in place for extracting, refining, and distributing fossil fuels. Reliability. Fossil fuel power plants can provide consistent and reliable electricity generation. Drawbacks. Greenhouse gas emissions. Burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide and other pollutants, contributing to climate change. Finite resources. Fossil fuels are non-renewable resources, and their availability will decline over time. Environmental impact. Extraction and combustion of fossil fuels can lead to air and water pollution, habitat destruction, and oil spills. Renewable fuels. Benefits. Reduced emissions. Renewable fuels produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions during use. Sustainability. Renewable fuels are derived from sources that can be naturally replenished, reducing resource depletion. Diversification. Using a mix of renewable sources can enhance energy security and resilience. Drawbacks. Intermittency. Some renewable sources, like solar and wind, are intermittent and rely on weather conditions. Initial costs. Setting up renewable energy infrastructure can have higher upfront costs compared to fossil fuel-based systems. Land use and environmental impact. Large-scale renewable energy projects might require significant land use and can have ecological impacts. Nuclear fuels. Benefits. High energy output. Nuclear reactions release a substantial amount of energy. Low greenhouse gas emissions. Nuclear power generation produces minimal direct greenhouse gas emissions. Continuous generation. Nuclear power plants can provide a consistent and stable energy supply. Drawbacks. Radioactive waste. Nuclear power generates radioactive waste that requires careful handling, storage, and disposal. Safety concerns. Accidents and incidents can lead to significant environmental and health risks. High initial costs. Building and maintaining nuclear power plants is expensive. Alternative and emerging fuels. Benefits. Diverse applications. Alternative fuels like hydrogen and synthetic fuels can be used in various sectors, including transportation and industry. Potential for sustainability. Depending on production methods, some alternative fuels can have lower carbon footprints. Drawbacks. Production challenges. Some alternative fuels require complex production processes that may have energy and resource demands. Infrastructure needs. Adoption of new fuels often requires new infrastructure, which can be expensive and time-consuming. Efficiency and economics. Some alternative fuels may not be as efficient or cost-effective as established options. The choice of fuel depends on a combination of factors including energy requirements, environmental considerations, technological feasibility, and economic viability. As technology and awareness continue to evolve, the goal is to transition towards cleaner and more sustainable energy sources while addressing the challenges associated with each type of fuel. Which is best possible fuel for future? Determining the best possible fuel for the future depends on various factors, including environmental impact, resource availability, technological advancements, and societal priorities. There is no one-size-fits-all answer, but several options are being explored. 1. Renewable energy sources, solar, wind, hydropower. These sources have the potential to provide abundant and clean energy. Advancements in energy storage technology could help address intermittency issues associated with solar and wind power. 2. Nuclear energy. Despite safety and waste disposal challenges, nuclear power offers a low-carbon energy source with high energy output. Advances in reactor design and safety measures could make it a viable option. Hydrogen. Hydrogen has gained attention as a clean fuel option, especially when produced using renewable sources through electrolysis. It can be used in fuel cells for electricity generation or as a fuel for various applications. Synthetic fuels, synfuels. These fuels are produced by using renewable energy to convert carbon dioxide into hydrocarbon fuels. They could potentially help utilize excess renewable energy and provide an alternative to conventional fuels. Biofuels. Advanced biofuels, produced from non-food feedstocks, could reduce emissions and dependence on fossil fuels in transportation. Energy storage technologies. Advancements in battery technologies and other forms of energy storage could facilitate the integration of intermittent renewable sources into the energy grid. Efficiency improvements. Enhancing energy efficiency across sectors, transportation, buildings, industry, can reduce overall energy demand and reliance on specific fuels. Smart grids and decentralized energy. Developing smart grid systems and localized energy generation can improve energy resilience and reduce transmission losses. Most important of these energy options today is solar, wind, hydroelectric, green hydrogen. Solar best source as it uses sunlight for producing energy but has limitation that it produce electricity only during sunlight. Most talked about energy producing method is using wind energy as it is a clean, renewable energy source, and is one of the most cost-effective sources for electricity. On the cons side, wind turbines can be noisy and unappealing aesthetically, and can sometimes adversely impact the physical environment around them. What are advantages of wind energy? Wind power creates good-paying jobs. Wind power is a domestic resource that enables U.S. Wind power is a clean and renewable energy source. Wind power benefits local communities. Wind power creates good-paying jobs. Wind power is a domestic resource that enables U.S. economic growth. Wind power is a clean and renewable energy source. Wind power benefits local communities. Wind power is cost-effective. Wind turbines work in different settings. What are disadvantages of wind energy? Some of the main disadvantages of wind energy include unpredictability. It is a threat to wildlife. It creates low-level noise. They aren't aesthetically pleasing. And there are limited locations suitable for wind turbines. Point 2. Best option that world is looking for source of future energy is green hydrogen. It is produced using electrolysis of water with electricity generated by renewable energy. The carbon intensity ultimately depends on the carbon neutrality of the source of electricity, i.e., the more renewable energy there is in the electricity fuel mix, the greener the hydrogen produced. In green hydrogen production, wind energy will play most important role in future. How is green hydrogen achieved? Green hydrogen is achieved through a process of electrolysis powered by renewable energies such as wind or solar. Electrolysis involves using an electrical current to break down the water molecule into oxygen and hydrogen by electrodes. Can green hydrogen generate electricity? Answer is yes. A particular advantage of green hydrogen is that it can be produced wherever there is water and electricity to generate more electricity or heat. Green hydrogen can be used in industry and can be stored in existing gas pipelines to power household. Why green hydrogen is the future of energy? Hydrogen is a powerful, transportable energy carrier that can produce electricity, power industry, and enable transportation. Unlike fossil fuels, when hydrogen is burned, it generates only water as a byproduct, meaning no harmful greenhouse gas emissions. For this reason, it is an attractive fuel for the future. What are the benefits of green hydrogen? Let's go over some of its most important good points. How is hydrogen converted to electricity? In a fuel cell, the hydrogen is combined with oxygen in the air to generate an electric current. This production method does not emit any greenhouse gases, just heat and water. This means hydrogen enables the production of clean, silent electricity, which is available just when it is needed. 100% sustainable. Green hydrogen does not emit polluting gases either during combustion or during production. Storable. Hydrogen is easy to store, which allows it to be used subsequently for other purposes and at times other than immediately after its production. What are uses of hydrogen? Hydrogen has many actual and potential uses. Hydrogen is used in industrial processes. Hydrogen fuel cells produce electricity. Hydrogen can be burned for electricity generation and heating. Hydrogen can be used for energy storage. Solution for energy in future depends on using combination of these renewable energy, which can decrease pollution level of this world significantly. It's important to note that the best fuel choice might differ based on regional factors, technological advancements, and evolving environmental concerns. The transition to a more sustainable energy future will likely involve a combination of these options, tailored to the specific needs and challenges of different regions and sectors. As technologies continue to develop and as our understanding of environmental impacts deepens, the optimal fuel choices for the future may evolve as well.